Hi everyone from Cryptalks YouTube channel. Today I have Pavel with me from Gear Project. He's the Chief Ecosystem Officer, and I will be asking him a couple questions about the project and for their future plans. So let's get started. Hi Pavel.
Hello.
Yeah, how's it going?
It's quite good. Thanks a lot. The weather is good, at least now in Turkey.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Oh, you're in Turkey right now.
Yeah, I'm actually now in Antalya. We have
Oh, all right.
like I think we have around like our 30% of our core team developers actually now here. So
Oh,
yeah, we're located we're like already a year and a half here in Antalya and Khmer.
oh, all right. That place is, yeah, I know the weather is usually quite good in there. Well, okay. So let's get started. Could you quickly introduce yourself to us, what you have been doing?
Sure, my name is Pavel Salas. I'm the Chief Ecosystem Officer of Gear. And what we're doing is we're developing a protocol that could be easily deployed as either standalone network or could be part of the Kusama or Polkadot parachain, as our core thing is
Mhm.
based on Substrate, something that it's a framework that was developed by Paradigm as an idea of a framework which can allow you to build out of the box different blockchains. So
Oh,
you just have to add different palettes and stuff like that, and then you can build your own blockchain on proof of stake consensus, or proof of authority consensus, on proof of work consensus, whatever you want, type of
mhm.
consensus, which type of virtual machine you want to use, and stuff like that. So our CEO and founder Nikolai was actually one of the first developers of Parity, and was a
Mhm.
person that was building this idea of Substrate. So as he was building it, obviously when he started his own project, he decided to use it as a base layer. But
Okay.
what we did is we did something different. We decided to do it if Substrate is a framework to build different blockchains and type of consensus that you want. So Gear, the idea of Gear is that the Gear protocol, that you can build your application in a fast and easy way. Because
Mhm.
sometimes in order to build, I don't know, a DEX or a DAO, you don't need to build a whole blockchain to have just one DAO there. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And that can allow you to build everything in a smooth way. So we used Substrate as a framework to build the blockchain. Then we
Mhm.
put on top some new technology that's not used in the blockchain space, but really used in Web2 space. For example, high parallel computation. So we took the Acron model that allows us to make messages and communication between the blockchain. We used WASM, WebAssembly Virtual Machine, that's same as using Polkadot and Kusama, because it's the
Mhm.
fastest virtual machine to compute bytecode. And then we also use something that's called persistent memory to make it easy for any developer to build on us, because we manage the memory in the way that you don't need to think about that. So like all the programs are already there, like they uploaded just the basic and needed information, the rest is in the storage. So
Mhm.
when you're talking to the programs and making this memory, it's really fast, cheap, and easy. So all that together
Yeah.
brought us into something that's actually now called the Key protocol that could be deployed, as I said, like standalone network that we're doing now actually, and that's called Vara network.
Yeah.
It would be a standalone network. We consider that as the fastest standalone network on proof of stake, just because of all these things that we're having. And what we are doing also is we're trying to build on, it's a basic layer. On top of that, what we're doing is building a lot of libraries, so that a person or a developer that's used to develop in Web2 space can just easily come and do practically the same, but in Web3. You don't need to
Mm.
think about how to manage the memory storage of the program. You don't need to think about how to
Yeah.
compute it, how to call back the functions and stuff like that. You just need to
So,
learn how to send a message and receive a
okay,
message from a program.
these are some of the like advantages of the platform because I was coming to that question. So you mentioned about the gear. So I mean, yeah. By the way, thanks for the answer. So yeah, actually, my main question would be like, what type of advantages gear provides for the like developers?
Yeah, one of the main advantages is actually the easiness of writing the code. What we also did
Mhm.
is we did a lot of examples. We're having now, I think, about 32 examples, including front end, back end, and stuff like that, where you
Mhm.
can, let's say, deploy a DAO in less than 6 minutes.
Oh,
You
oh.
can build an NFT marketplace in less than 13 minutes. And all this is something that we think can make life easier and faster. So all this computing together, plus obviously the technological advantages that I was talking before, so I don't want to repeat the same, gives you a plain thing to code, meaning you just need to handle the message that is sending to a program and receiving from a program. And if we're talking about something more interesting, let's say the actor model that actually is communications, we're talking about the actor model, everything inside the blockchain is an actor. It doesn't matter if I'm a user, if I'm a program, if I'm a bridge, everybody has the same capabilities of doing things inside the blockchain. Everything has a wallet, everything has an option to generate new programs, which means that the program can generate new programs without any problem. And that allows you to make some specific logic. For example, a user can send a message to a program. That's normal. Everybody does that. A program can send a message to program or transaction. It's also normal. But then the interesting thing comes that the program can send a message to a user. And this is something unique that we can do. And then depending on the message that you are sending the program to you and the answer that you're giving to the program, the whole logic of what's happening can be changing. For example, let's put an easy example. We can have an NFT that could be like a Tamagotchi, on which, depending on what the NFT is asking to you, let's say he's saying, I'm hungry, and you send him another NFT of a sandwich, or you send him some gas, I don't know, depending on the logic of the program, it could evolve in a different way. Become happy, become bigger, become stronger, become sad, doesn't matter. Like, it's something interactive that you can have though. If we're talking about more complicated swaps, for example, then you can generate a code which actually, when you send some money to get swapped into that contract, it can automatically generate a new contract that would be specific for this transaction that would be done. Then once the transaction is done, it's just going out. So each time that the transaction would be done, it generates a separate contract specifically for that, but it's done automatically. You don't need to do that. So things like that. We have delayed transactions, for example. There's something also interesting that you can delay in time in blocks, which allows you to build an order book totally on chain, for example. You can put orders like stop loss and take profit. When the price hits here, please close the door. You don't need to have outside oracles to ping that type of things. So all this actually allows you to build more complicated programs. If we're talking about previous blockchains, we're talking mainly about smart contracts that actually is quite atomic or binary. So something to do, quite easy. And actually all the logic of the smart contract should be executed in one block. Otherwise it's not working. You have to have something as a backend that would be pulling the information and triggering once more the order. In our case, you can build a program because it has several complicated logic that would be pinged out from the same blockchain and not from outside.
Oh, okay. Wow. Really interesting. Yeah, to be honest, personally, I'm not a software guy, but yeah, I get most of the points that you were mentioning. Yeah, definitely a interesting product as I see. So, what about how can I develop my decentralized application on the Vara network? As you mentioned a little bit, as I understand, it's quite easy. I mean, how the process will be like, if you can explain it quickly, like without getting into so much, the like technical details.
Okay, there's two ways how you can do it. First of all, the most recommended one, we are launching now the Gear Academy, which will give you in 7 to 8 lessons how you can be building application with us. So it will be step-by-step guidance with education, code alone, and QA sessions later on. That would be the best way to do it. If you want to do it like in another way, is you can just go see all the examples that we're having. Just you can enter into varanetwork.io, for example, to this web page, then go into the developers, see examples, and then you just can take any example that you want, see the code, change some parameters, and launch your own application. The second way.
Yeah, well, sound easy, to be honest. Okay, interesting. All right. So what was the like biggest challenge when you were building the Vara network, the platform?
Well, there was a lot of challenges, to be honest, because when you're doing something new and unique that was not done before, then you have a lot of you have hypotheses, you go, you build it, then you can find some errors, then you go, try to fix it. And then at a certain moment, you understand that fixing these small errors that were coming once you are building the hypothesis that you have becomes more complicated to scale, and you have to rewrite it from scratch, but already knowing how that would be done. So I think we rewrite it last time we were speaking with our CEO Nikolai, that actually is also head of the core development guys. We were analyzing, and he was saying that we rewrite the protocol not from scratch, but parts and pieces, and then once more and all the stuff around 3 times before actually now we're ready to get launched. So it's always a work of learning something new and changing things. Because when you want to do a fork, let's say of Ethereum, it's quite easy. You already have the whole logic. You just need to fork it and twist some small things that you want to change. But when you're building, you're implementing new technology, then actually this implementation is that you cannot go and see somebody how they did it, so you can copy. You just have to be building through errors and going up.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, as you explained, I mean, if you are the first one building it, you don't have much sources to understand how it's done in the past. So you have to go through with it by yourself and solve all these problems. Yeah, it must be difficult.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes, but it's also fun.
I mean, it seems like you like what you are doing. So yeah, even though it's challenging. So what are your favorite smart contract ideas so far that are built on the Vara network?
I would say that we were having an internal hackathon, and there were 3 ideas that I really liked. And one of them is actually the idea of, it's not finalized yet. I think we will finalize it because I like the whole concept. That's actually when you can take a framework and then choose different parameters of what you need as a smart contract. And it actually builds you, from 3 different smart contracts, it builds you one for you. So it takes you minutes to build something more complicated without coding, actually practically no code thing, first of all, but I think it's really interesting. So if you want to have a token, it's seconds and you have it. If you want to have an NFT, it's practically just minted and the code is done backstage and things like that. Second interesting thing, it's just for commodity. Second interesting thing that actually I really like, that shows the capabilities of the network, of asynchronous messaging, of delayed transactions and stuff like that, is gamify thing. We have a game about starships that they have to be flying, and you have 2 or 4 different players, and depending on how the different players will be moving, either you can attack another starship, or you can accelerate, or you can defend. And as you don't know what the other person will be doing, so this game allows you at the same moment, comparing to Ethereum games or startnet games, that actually you have just step-by-step game till everybody will make the step, then the whole computation should be done, then you will have the results, then you have to wait till the other guys will be doing the steps. In our type of games, you don't need to wait, you just do your moves, then it's compiled, and then you see the result. So it's quite easy, fast, and better usability, this game. And the other one that I really like is also they did something that's called Tequila Train. It's something like a dominoes that's played a lot in Mexico with a different type of scenarios. And I think that all these small games with nice interfaces can show you the really good capability of what we can do comparing to other blockchains.
Okay, well, interesting examples. Yeah, as you said, definitely. All right, thanks for the answer. So, do you have a bug bounty program right now?
Yes, we actually launched it, I think 3 weeks ago with the Moonify. You can check it in our Twitter. And depending on the bounties, there was, I think 5 or 6 different types of bounties that we're having, depending on the errors of the code that would be there.
Oh, all right. So can I find it on the website? Like if I find some bugs there, let you know, and then I get.
I think yes, it should be there. I have to
Mhm.
check it to be honest. But if not, on our Twitter for sure, it's the Immunify thing there.
Oh, all right. Other than that, I can also reach out to you on social media to let you know the thing about.
Mhm.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
All right. What if I want to be part of the community? As I know that you do have a community on Telegram and Discord. Like, how can I be part of this community? I just go there and join and stuff.
Yeah, first of all, obviously you can just go and join our Discord, our Telegram, our Twitter, follow our Twitter. The best news and information is there, the fastest way
Hmm.
to learn what we're doing. And we also have an ambassador program. If you would like to join, it's there. You just go to varanetwork.io and you will see like become an ambassador. You just fill the application. It's quite straightforward. Yeah, it's sometimes like have several questions there, but it's more for easiest of communication later on. So we ask, you have like your social medias. We don't ask for links, but we ask like which social medias you have. We ask what languages do you speak. We ask which country you are from, just because when we're doing workshops and events, that we're actually doing a lot of workshops all over the world with different universities, because we want to spread the knowledge to the students on actually how they can change their life and paradigm based on new technology. You don't need to finalize practical graduate from the university to start getting your career and receiving the money that you would like to. We have a lot of guys that are actually like developers having 21, 20, 22 years that are with us for 2 years and they're already quite senior in the field. And we think that we have to give that option to the students, at least till now, that this gap is there, that Web3 is giving you the option to receive more competitive salary that sometimes you can have in another job, that could give you a remote way of working, decentralized way, especially if you're in countries like in Africa or Latin America, that the basic salary is small, and you can receive here as a basic salary twice the basic salary in the country. It's working from home. It's quite easy and better way to do it, at least from our point of view.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a really good opportunity for the students or recent graduates to get an experience and also make money, as you just explained. Yeah, that's a really good thing that you are doing, to be honest. All right. What
We're doing
about?
that we're doing a lot of workshops to just try it so that they can see if that's for them or not, because it's not for everybody. Like at the same time that it gives you freedom to work, it also asks a lot of responsibility, because there is nobody that would be like in the office looking up top of your shoulder. Are you working? Are you not working? It's just like you have a task, you have to do it. You don't complete it, you'll just get fired out. There will not be vacations, parachutes, or whatever else. Just the month notice. No, you don't complete it. Thanks a lot. You're not get paid. So it's a switch of paradigm also in the mentality. So you have to be responsible of your own things, of your own work, of your own time, as it's actually in crypto. If you want to be responsible of your own money, you have to have your own wallet, and you have to be sure that you have your seed phrase there. If you will lose it, you will lose your money. So it's switch of responsibilities from somebody else into yourself. If you are ready to receive that, then you can go into that space. And I think you have a lot of things to do, not just as a developer, as a community manager, as a marketing manager, as an SMM manager. Maybe you're a designer, you want to design banners or web pages or applications. There's a huge opportunity in this space. It just depends on either you want to put the effort and the time to work on it. Because sometimes in this space, it's also twisted. It's not that like we're used to. You come, you apply to a job, and then the month you receive a salary, then you have 3 months of education. I don't know. Then you can have to do something or not. Like it's twisted. You first start working for a project, you start delivering some results, you start showing that you are good, and then say, okay, you're really good, come, and then they start paying for what are you doing. So the education mostly of the time is on your end, not on the end of the project. But once you are in, once you know what you want to do, once you like it, then it's actually like you will receive a better compensation than anywhere else, at least from our point of view. And first thing. Second thing is also when we're talking about students and opportunities that you can give them, you can just give them a taste of a different world. And if they want, there is like an academy there. It's not just our project. You have a lot of blockchains there. You can just go and learn and understand like what really fits yourself. Because if you're doing something that you like, you're not measuring the time by 8 hours of work from 9 to 6. You just go and do it because you like it. You explore it. You learn about that. You read about that. And you want to share that knowledge with other people. So if you can do that, and as a result of, let's say, your hobby begins giving you benefits economically, it's something amazing because you're doing something that you like and you're receiving money for that.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is the idea, and this is what we're trying to take that forward.
Perfect. Actually, I was going to ask you about how is the like working atmosphere there, but you already gave many details about it, and it sounds really good. To be honest, well, thank you so much for.
This is the idea. I think that actually, practically in any Web3 project that you will see that works, seeing, let's say, Ethereum, Solana, a lot of small dApps inside of Ethereum, Ethereum guys, MetaMask guys. You practically have this type of thing that when you're joining the team, you're just like it's not really so straight the control there, but it's really a lot of your own responsibility. So it really doesn't suit for everybody, just because sometimes to the people it's really complicated, and it's not sometimes even their fault. It's like the fault of the whole structure and the system that we're having, that we're used to work and do our job just if we're overviewed, if we're having specific tasks, and if we're actually a little controlled and measured by results. So like it comes from school and sometimes even from the family. So the people are used to that. And when you're coming into a total different space where actually you have a task and you say, okay, I want to do that task. Okay, take the task and do it. And then nobody's actually like pinching you each time in the morning, like, did you do something? Did you not? But then people sometimes can say, okay, they're not asking for that. Maybe they don't need that, and they just get relaxed. And then the moment comes, somebody remembers that the task should be done. They're asking you, and it's not done. Then you say, just bye-bye.
Yeah.
Because it's like a team play. If everybody in the team plays, the team wins. If it's like in the football, if the guy that's actually staying in the defense and say, nah, nobody's coming here, I will just stay here and relax. And then when the goal is inside, like you're losing because you're not playing. Even if you're not having the ball now, you should be running. You should be checking what's happening around. You should be closing the gaps. And this is the idea. A lot of internal responsibility.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everyone in the team should be aware of that responsibility so you can build that great product. Yeah, I definitely agree with that as well. Yeah, well, all right. Thanks for the answers. It was really beneficial, actually. I'm sure the users will also really like all the details that you have shared here. To be honest, I don't have any more questions right now. But if there's any last message that you want to give the community, that we would like to hear it.
Thanks a lot, first of all, for your time, because like 30 minutes of your time that you will not get back. I really appreciate if you will have it and give it to me. I hope that you learned something new, or I can give something new to you. Like just join our Telegram, Discord, Twitter. You can ask questions. We're really open to answer all the questions that we're having. We're having a lot of some community activities like quizzes. We're writing articles in Medium about technology if you want. We're pretty near to the launch of the network. There will be more activities about already working with the network, delivering smart contracts, trying and testing things. So just join us if you like the technology, if you're passionate about that, and we're really happy to see you there. We're also actually doing a lot of workshops, not a lot, but we did like 3 workshops or 4 workshops in Turkey. And now we're having one guy that will help us a lot, and we'll start doing even more workshops in different in different cities. We did in Istanbul and in Ankara for now, in 3 different universities. But now we'll be like amplifying this. So just we'll do events also, especially like if you are there, just check our Twitter, and you're really welcome to any of the events. The beers goes on us.
Yeah, that's a good news. Yeah, looking forward to be part of one of these events, hopefully in the future. All right. Thank you so much,
For sure.
everyone, for watching. I will see you in the next video.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye.